Hello children. So in previous class, I explained about the what is wave and some of the characteristics of the wave. So yesterday I explained about the amplitude and frequency and the time period. So today I am going to explain other characteristics of the wave. So yesterday we discussed about the frequency and time period. So what is the relation between them? The relation between them, time period and frequency, is the time period is equal to 1 by frequency, or frequency equal to 1 by time period, or the product of frequency and time period is always constant. So remember this formula, the product of frequency and time period is always constant. And next I am going to explain about the wavelength. So another characteristics of the wave is wavelength. It is denoted with the letter lambda. So generally when the disturbance is traveling through medium, so the medium particles are disturbed. So to explain the wavelength, I am taking one medium particle. So when the disturbance, when it start vibration, what happened? It produces the disturbance. So from where it can be start the vibration? Mean position. So now when it receives the energy, it start vibration from the mean position. Then it produces the disturbance. So as it go from the mean position to positive extreme position, it will take some time. So in the same way, the disturbance will be travel some distance. Let us consider this is the distance traveled by the wave when the vibrating particle go from mean position to positive extreme position. Again, after reaching the positive extreme position, the vibrating particle does not remain at the same place. Again, it will be reaches to the mean position. That means when the vibrating particle start from the extreme position and reaches the mean position, again the disturbance will be, so travel some distance from here to somewhere. And now this is the distance traveled by the wave. So during the vibrating particle go from mean position to positive extreme position and positive extreme position to mean position, and then it complete one oscillation. Then in the off oscillation, this is the distance traveled by the wave. So again reaches the mean position, it can start move towards the negative extreme position. Again this vibrating particle start from the mean position and reaches to the negative extreme position. So in the same time, so the wave is also travel some distance. This is the distance traveled by the wave when the vibrating particle go from mean position to negative extreme position. Again after reaching to the negative extreme position, again the vibrating particle returns to the mean position and reaches the mean position. In the same time, the wave is also travel some distance. This is the distance traveled by the wave as the vibrating particle go from negative extreme position to mean position. And when this vibrating particle complete one vibration, so the disturbance or the wave travel some distance. So now we can say that this distance, this is the distance traveled by whom? Wave. In how much time? So the time taken by the vibrating particle to complete one oscillation. So what is the time taken by the vibrating particle to complete one oscillation? That is capital T. So in this time, so how much distance the wave is traveled? This is the distance traveled. This is the distance. So now this distance is known as wavelength. This distance is called as wavelength. And in in time period time t, so the wave travel how much distance? Lambda. That's why what is the wavelength? The wavelength is nothing but distance traveled. Distance traveled by the wave. In how much time? in one time period. So this is the definition of the wavelength. So what is the definition of the wavelength? The distance travelled by the wave in how much time? In one time period. What is one time period? Time taken by the vibrating particle to complete one oscillation. So from this also we can derive the wave speed. So next I am going to explain another characteristics of the wave. What is that? Speed. It is denoted with a particular letter V. So from the wavelength definition, so in capital T time means what? One time period. In one time period, this wave travel how much distance? Lambda. And in capital T time, and one time period time, the wave travel how much distance? Lambda. But what is the speed? General definition or general formula of speed is what is that? Distance by time. Distance by time. And the general, what is the definition of speed? The distance travelled in 1 second. What is the speed definition? The distance travelled in 1 second. Who travelled here? Wave. Called the distance travelled by the wave. By the wave. In how much time? In 1 second. That is the definition of the speed. This is also applicable for the wave. Now, in one time period time, the wave travel how much distance? Lambda. But distance, what is the speed? Distance traveled by the wave in how much time? 1 second. How we get? So, in 1 second, it travel how much distance? That distance is known as what? Speed. So, the distance will be called as what? Speed. So, now when we do the cross product, speed into time period is equal to 1 into lambda. So now speed is equal to 1 into lambda by t. So this is the formula of speed of the wave. So what is the formula of speed of the wave? The speed of the wave is equal to how much? So wavelength by time period. Wavelength by time period. So wavelength by time period will be known as what? Speed. So what I explained so far? I explained about the speed and wavelength. So what is the formula of the speed of the wave or velocity? It may be also called as velocity sometimes. Speed V is equal to, what is the formula? Wavelength by time period. V is equal to lambda by t. So just now I told the relation between the time period and frequency. So what is the relation between the time period and frequency? Time period is equal to 1 by frequency. Now when I substitute here, now the formula of speed become speed equal to wavelength by time. Time in terms of frequency is how much? 1 by frequency. So when we simplify, in denominator is there. So now the denominator is there. The denominator will be goes to the numerator. So V is equal to F lambda. So this is the relation between the wave velocity and frequency and wavelength. So if the frequency is represented with F letter, V equal to F lambda. So if the frequency is denoted with N, what we get? V is equal to N lambda. If the frequency is represented with the nu letter, what is the formula? V equal to nu lambda. So these are the different notations of the frequency. If we denote the frequency with F, V equal to F lambda. If we denote the frequency N, V equal to N lambda. If we denote the frequency with nu, V equal to nu lambda. So this is the relation between the wave speed and frequency and wavelength. So what is this? This is the relation between relation between speed of wave speed and next one wavelength and frequency. So this is the relation between the speed, wavelength and frequency. This is important formula in the wave lesson. So what is that? What is the relation between the wave speed, wavelength and frequency? V equal to nu lambda. V means speed or velocity, nu means frequency, lambda means wavelength. So lambda equal to what is the formula? Speed by frequency. So what is the formula for frequency? Frequency is equal to speed by wavelength. These are the different forms of the relation between the wave speed, wavelength and frequency. And next I am moving to phase. So far I explained about the wavelength and speed and relation between the speed, wavelength and frequency. So next I am going to explain about the phase. This is also important topic, phase. Phase. Is denoted with letter pi. So phase is nothing but it can be gives the state of the vibrating particle, from the mean position with respect to the mean position. So what the phase gives? The phase can be gives the state of vibrating particle, from where? From mean position. So generally state means that may be position or direction. State means what? Position or direction. And if we know the phase, we can give the information of the position and direction of whom? Vibrating particle with respect to mean position. And so to understand the position of the or direction of the position and direction of the vibrating particle, simple, if we know the phase, then we can give the information about the complete information about the vibrating particle. That is the importance of the phase. Again, to understand the phase, so now consider, so this is one of the medium particle. When the medium particle receives some energy, what happened? It is disturbed. It is disturbed means what? It is also producing wave. So now when it is disturbed, so it can be starts vibrating from where? From mean position. So when it receives the energy, it starts vibration from mean position. In the same way, the disturbance is also travels from this mean position. So when it starts the vibrating from mean position, let us consider the time will be 0. I am taking the table. One is the time and second one is the position and the third one is the displacement and fourth one is the direction and the last one is the phase. So initially when time t equal to 0, where is the particle? At a mean position. So now what is the displacement? It is starting the vibrating from where? Mean position. Again where it is? Mean. That's why the displacement become 0. Now in which direction it is moving? Let us consider initially it is moving towards the positive extreme position. That is nothing but towards the positive extreme position. So now after starting the motion from the mean position, now consider it will be reaches the positive extreme position in time, that is nothing but t by 4. So what is the time taken by this vibrating particle to go from mean position to positive extreme position, that is t by 4. In the t by 4, so it makes some displacement. What is the displacement here? That is nothing but maximum displacement. Already I told the maximum displacement of the vibrating particle is called as what? Amplitude. So that's why this here become y equal to a. And in time t by 4. Now where is the particle? At a positive extreme position. Then what is the displacement? That is y equal to a. Now, so what is the direction? After reaching the positive extreme position, now it doesn't move again upward. Now again it will be returns to the mean position. That's why after reaching the mean position, what is the direction? Its direction is towards the mean position. And in which direction? Downward direction. That is towards the mean position. Towards the mean position. And when t equal to time t equal to 0, it is at the mean position, the displacement is 0. What is the direction? Towards the positive extreme position. Then we say that the phase is how much? The phase is the 0. Again when it reaches the positive extreme position, so how much time it is taken? T by 4. So what is the displacement? A. So now where it is the position? Positive extreme position. After reaching the positive extreme position, again it is returned to the mean position. That's why what is the direction of the vibrating particle at the positive extreme position? Towards the mean position. So then what is the phase? The phase is said to be how much? 5 by 2 radians. So now, so when it is at the after reaching the positive extreme position, so again it reaches to the mean position. When it reaches to the mean position, it will take some time. How much time? So mean position to positive extreme position t by 4. Positive extreme position to mean position t by 4. T by 4 plus t by 4 how much? T by 2. This is the time taken by the vibrating particle to go from mean position to positive extreme position to mean position. Now where is the position? Now the position at the position of the particle is at the mean position. Again when it reaches to the mean position, then what is the displacement? The displacement become 0. So after reaching the mean position, now it will be start the motion towards where? Towards which direction? Towards the negative extreme position. So that's why the direction is downward. Towards whom? Towards the negative extreme position. Then here the phase is said to be pi. Sorry, when it reaches to the mean position, and what is the direction? Negative extreme position. That's why. So what is the position after reaching to the mean position? That is the pi. So after reaching the mean position, now it is going towards whom? Negative extreme position. So now if it reaches the negative extreme position, what is the time taken by the vibrating particle to go from mean position to positive extreme position to mean position, and mean position to negative extreme position? And t by 4, again downward t by 4, again mean position to negative extreme position t by 4. Total how much? 3t by 4. Now where it is at? It is at the negative extreme position. Then what is the displacement? This is called maximum displacement. That is how much? That is equal to y equal to minus a. Now after reaching the negative extreme position, now where is the, what is the direction of the vibrating particle after reaching the negative extreme position? Now it doesn't remains at the same place. Now again it can be moved towards the mean position. That's why what is the direction? It is upward towards the mean position. Then when it is the vibrating particle at the negative extreme position, the phase is said to be how much? 3 pi by 2 radians. So after reaching the negative extreme position, again it reaches to the mean position. That means it complete one vibration or one oscillation. Again it will be reaches to the mean position. What is the time taken? One time period. One time period means what? T. The t by 4 towards the positive, and positive extreme position to negative t by 4, and t by 4 plus t by 4 t by 2. Again mean position to negative t by 4, 3t by 4. Negative position to mean position, again t by 4, 4t by 4. 4t by 4 means what? T. Now where it is? at the mean position. So then what is the displacement here? Again it reaches the mean position. That is nothing but the displacement become 0. Now what is the direction? Again it reaches the mean position. It starts the motion towards a towards a positive extreme position. This is the direction. Then we say that the phase is 2 pi radians. So that's why if we know the phase, simple can give the information of the position, displacement and direction. So if I give the phase of the particle is pi, and what is the meaning? The particle is at the mean position and the displacement is 0, but it is moving towards the negative extreme position. Again, if the phase is 0, what is the meaning? So in this case is also the particle at the mean position. If the phase is pi radians, also the particle at the mean position, and as well as displacement is 0, here the displacement is 0. Now only the direction is different. When pi equal to 0, it is at the mean position, the direction is moving towards the positive extreme position. Again when the phase is phi, so what is the position? At the mean position, displacement is also 0, but what is the direction? It is moving towards the negative extreme position. So that's why if we know the phase, we can give the complete information of the vibrating particle. What is that? Position, direction, and as well as what? Displacement. That's why this is the importance of the phase. Importance of the phase. Okay, if the vibrating particle complete one oscillation, then it produce one wave. Now this is the position of the particle when it is at the mean position, and this is the position of the wave. So now this is the positive extreme position situation. This is at the again mean position. This is about the position at the negative extreme position. This is about the mean position. So now when the particle complete the one oscillation, what is happening? One wave. And then now consider, so this is the position 1, this is the position 2, this is the position 3, this is the position 4, this is the position 5. So now in 1 and 5 positions, what is happening? So the displacement is same and the direction is also same. And at one position and at fifth position, the displacement is 0, again the direction is same. And here the pi equal to 0, here the pi is equal to 2 pi. Pi equal to 0, here pi is equal to 2 pi. And if the phase difference between the two particles is 0 or 2 pi, then we say that the two particles are said to be in phase. So what is the definition of the in phase? In phase. In phase. In phase. What is the in phase? In phase is nothing but if the phase difference between the two particles is either 0 or 2 pi. The phase difference between two particles is either 0 or 2 pi. Either 0 or 2 pi, then we say that the two particles are said to be in phase. In phase. And nothing but, so for example, consider these are the two particles. When we say that these are the two particles are said to be in phase, here the phase difference is 0 or 2 pi. For example, if the pi is equal to 0, here the particle phase difference is 2 pi. What is the phase difference? The phase difference delta pi equal to 2 pi minus 0. So delta pi equal to how much? 2 pi. So what is the phase difference is what here? 2 pi. 2 pi means what? These two particles are said to be in phase. So when the to get that phase difference, how much time it will be take? So this is the time. And this is the time taken by the wave to produce how much? One wave. Or these are the particle separated by how much distance? Lambda. So when we say that the two particles are said to be in phase, if the distance between the two particles is lambda, or So the time difference between the two particles is how much? T. So here when time t equal to 0 position, here the when time t equal to t. And that is nothing but if the two particles are separated by distance 2 lambda, then what is the phase difference? 2 pi. Or the time difference, the time period difference between the two particles t, then is also the phase difference is 2 pi. So now if the distance between the two particles is lambda, the phase difference is 2 pi. Then I want to calculate what is the phase difference between the two particles separated by distance x. So this is the phase difference 2 pi when these two particles are separated by how much distance? Lambda. But I want to find what is the phase difference between these two particles separated by how much distance? X. How I get? Simple, doing simple cross pad. So this is the lambda distance between the two particles, and what is the phase difference? 2 pi. Now what is the distance between these two particles? X. For x, how much phase difference? Let us consider that is delta pi. So when we do the cross product, what we get? Delta pi into lambda equal to 2 pi into x. So then delta pi is equal to 2 pi x by lambda. So this is the formula to find what is the phase difference between the two particles separated by how much distance? X. In the same way, I am giving another formula for phase. So when what is the time difference between these two particles? T. So if the time period difference between the two particles t, what is the phase difference between the two particles? 2 pi. Now consider these are the two particles. Between these two particles, so the time difference is t. So for the time difference t, so now I want to calculate what is the phase difference between these two particles. How I get? Again same process. So for time difference t, what is the phase difference? If we do the cross product, so delta pi into t is equal to 2 pi into t. So now delta pi is equal to 2 pi small t by capital T. So this is another formula for phase difference. So this is when we can use this formula? If we know that the time difference between these two particles small t or some time, then what is the phase difference between the two particles? So this formula can be used. So this is about the characteristics of the wave. So what are the characteristics of the wave? Amplitude, and next one is the time period, frequency, wavelength, speed, and as well as the phase. So far you get some formulas. So what are they? Once again I am remembering. First, you get the relation between the time period and frequency. What is that? Time period is equal to 1 by frequency. If you write the frequency as n, this is the formula. T equal to 1 by n and n into t equal to constant. This relation between the frequency and time period. And next one, you get the relation between the wave velocity or wave speed, frequency and wavelength. What is the formula? So speed equal to distance and here lambda by time, capital T. Or capital T means what? 1 by n. If we substitute, what we get? Lambda by 1 by n equal to V equal to mu lambda. This is the another formula. Wave speed equal to wave frequency into wavelength, and the speed is equal to frequency into wavelength. And next, phase difference formula. So the phase difference in terms of the path difference, and the delta pi is equal to, what is the formula? 2 pi x by lambda. So if we know the distance between the two particles, then we can calculate the phase difference. So if we know the time period, if we know the time, delta pi is equal to 2 pi into small t by capital T. So generally 2 pi by lambda, later you can 2 pi by lambda can be taken as x and 2 pi by capital T can be taken as omega, and that's why delta pi equal to kx or delta pi equal to omega t. So later you will learn. So here k means propagation constant, and the propagation constant, every wave has some propagation constant, that k is known as the propagation constant and omega is known as the angular frequency. So these are the some of the formulas so far you learned. And next come to the, so far what you learned? You learned the what is wave and the characteristics of the wave. Next I am going to teach about the different types of the waves. Different types of the waves depending upon some conditions. So depending upon the requirement of the medium, depending upon requirement of the medium. Depending upon requirement of medium. So waves are two types. So one is the mechanical wave, mechanical waves, and second one is the electromagnetic waves. Simply they are called as EM waves. Mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves. Waves are divided into two types depending upon the requirement of the medium. So one is the mechanical waves and second one is the electromagnetic waves. So the waves which require medium to propagate, the waves which require, the waves which require medium to propagate, For example, when I am speaking, some waves are produced, so that waves are called sound waves. So to travel the sound wave which is required, medium is required. So that's why the examples of the mechanical waves are called what? Sound waves. Sound waves are example of mechanical waves. So next, electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves means are nothing but, so the waves which does not require medium, which does not require medium. And to propagate the electromagnetic waves from one place to another place, medium is not necessary. The type of waves are called what? Electromagnetic wave. Examples is light wave. Light wave. So from where the light wave will become? Sun, and it is the earth. So there is between the sun and earth there is no medium, there is only vacuum. So that's why that light wave does not require medium. So this is the today class.